So I have quite a bit of news this month, and I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start in quite a random place. So I recently discovered that I have a thing. Well, I knew I had it. I just discovered what it was now, called scintillating scotoma, I think, which basically I get some crazy migraines preceded by quite a scary light show, which leaves me half blind. You can look that up. It's quite an interesting thing. And researching about this, I also realized, which is something that fascinates me, that I don't see things like most people. For example, you see this yellow wall around me. If I look at it, I don't just see yellow, I see kind of a whole bunch of little lights on top of it, like a screen of lights, like static, which I always just assumed was the crappy way our eyes work. But it's not. It's a thing called visual snow, which is related to these migraines as well, this light sensitivity. So I had a very interesting time finding out all of this and realizing at the age of 32 that the way I see things isn't normal. What has this got to do with the project? Well, I've been talking in the last videos about this burning desire to open up the project and be the guy that helps and supports everybody else rather than doing everything myself with some, help from volunteers. And now with this situation, with realizing this problem about this light sensitivity and also what this migraine thing is and how it's triggered, I really need to spend much less time in front of the computer screen, much less stressful time. I find editing really stressful. Since summer 2014, when I released Complete Spanish, all of the courses apart from the Introduction to English were done since then, So I've researched, recorded and edited all of those courses in the last 3 years, not even 3 years. So, if you think that if I record 50 hours, that's probably around, 400 hours of listening to it. That's quite intense. So, I've had this dilemma of, okay, how do I up the production, keep the quality, teach new people how to do this, open up the project, with so little resources. And I've begun working with volunteers on the Introduction to French script, and that's gone really well. I'm really happy with a lot of the submissions that I've got so far, and people's take on the method and their own quirkiness, let's say, coming through in the way they would teach. So I'm really excited about getting more people course writing and directing them. But I have been worried about how this will work practically, because people disappear, people are very enthusiastic and offer the world, and then something happens, and all of this stuff, especially when you're dealing with volunteers and volunteers online. So, racking my brain about how to deal with this, mixed with the health issue that's made it really imperative, I had a wonderful epiphany. So, the new plan is that we all work on the script together with anybody interested, any volunteers interested, like what's happening with French at the moment, and also share the recording, but just 5 tracks at a time. So a course then would be this very dynamic thing, changing student and teacher every 5 tracks or so, no? So, for example, somebody would record the first 5 tracks, somebody else would record the second 5. The rest of the group would always be, like proofing the audios. I would always be involved in the writing of the course and the explanations, etc. And also, I won't, give up my role in the courses. I will still be present in the courses. I will still take 5 or 10 tracks. Maybe there are some courses I decide to do by myself, But I really need to, apart from the pressing health issue, to reduce all of this weight that's on me, make language transfer move faster, get more people course writing. And this health issue and, realizing how the stress affects it and how the screen affects it and how the editing affects it and all that concentration that's necessary for editing courses in languages that you are teaching but don't necessarily speak, which involves a huge amount of concentration if you are particular as me about not letting errors slip through. So the new focus is on teaching teachers to create courses, which means I will be less in the office also. I will travel more. I will, do more workshops to scout more people, get more people involved in the project. I will visit volunteers that are doing a lot, to work face to face. I will create course writing workshops and at the same time focus on the publication side of things. This new area that we're doing for written publications, which is of course focusing first on the thinking method course writing guide and also on dissemination projects. Which brings me to the great news that we crossed the $900 milestone this month, which means that we have $100 to put aside this month and every month that we cross the 900 milestone towards a generic introduction video to language transfer, which after 8 courses we still don't have. So that's pretty important now, to share the project, to get it out to more people, to bring more people in. Yesterday I uploaded the updated voting panorama, so you can see which languages are winning. Now in July we will announce the top 10. I had the top 5, but as we will announce more languages now in August because of the new working model, we will say the top 10 in July, and then we will choose 2 or 3 in August. We will have a look at what's going on. 2 or 3 we will choose in August for me to work on and also work on with volunteers. So remember to vote. You can just click donate and put your votes in the purpose section of the donation form, or wait for the mail asking for your votes. You can join the monthly crowdfunding campaign and get your votes that way too. There are votes to be had on social media as well. You can find the link through the website. And you can also get yourself a dissemination pack, which also come with votes. And in other news, I'm about to finish Complete Greek. I'm so excited about that. We have 111 audios uploaded already for Complete Greek. That's 15 hours, already longer than Complete Spanish. With the developments in the method, I mean, if I were to do Complete Spanish now, it would be much shorter. The reason why Greek is a little longer is because it's so much more complicated than Spanish. But don't tell anybody that before they start the course. The course isn't complicated, the language is. So Complete Greek will be finished by the middle of this month. I will take the rest of the month to work on the written publications and other projects, basically to have a 2-week break from my voice, which is desperately needed. And then in July, continue releasing for Complete Swahili. I still don't have enough native speakers for Complete Swahili, which also makes the editing much more stressful and demanding on me. So if anybody has a little time to post around and try to find native Swahili speakers that may want to help out, that would be really appreciated. And also from mid-June, when the last Greek audios are finished, my attention goes back to German to hopefully finish the script in August, I think. No, in July. To finish the script in July and begin recording in August. Now I'm working with a volunteer on that, and he may be finding out through this video, because I haven't mentioned yet, that he may be recording some of those audios as well. I'm not sure yet what will happen. If for German, I will do the rest of the recording, or we'll start doing this with volunteers, recording some tracks right from the second half of German. We will see about that. And also for French, I will be getting in touch shortly after this video with the French volunteers, seeing about who will be interested in recording tracks as well, not only helping with the script writing. So hopefully, we will be recording German in August, and very shortly afterwards have the first recordings for French, and hopefully with a number of different teachers. I hope all of that made sense. So I'm glad I had this epiphany at last. A very simple thing, a very simple idea, but often, the simple ideas are the ones that you realize, oh God, why didn't I see that? And usually because you just have too much work to see it. I'm really excited about this idea, of working in 5 audio chunks and getting volunteers to record them and try their hand at teaching as well. And, I'm really excited about where this can go. So stay in the loop. I will post some more videos this month. I will post a short video about the introduction video we want to make for language transfer, and about other bits and pieces that I've mentioned here, but this is the general what's going on. If you would like to volunteer for course writing, course recording, to help with the small publication projects, you can find all of those options on the volunteer tab under support on the website. And please support the project if you can. $1 a month goes incredibly far. A lot of small pledges on the monthly campaign really makes it a strong campaign, let's say. This way, if people leave the campaign, it doesn't drop a lot suddenly. So, maybe you think, okay, my $1 a month isn't important, but it's really, really, really important. So please do join the campaign at patreon.com/language transfer and help me open up this project and stop being the project of just one guy, and of many, many people all over the world that are excited about this project, really making it their own. I'm really excited about that. And, if I was a little smarter, I wouldn't have had to wait for my head to nearly explode to have the idea. But,